Are you an investor looking for premium market opportunities? Presenting premium and exclusive service for investors by Kalkine.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us on Kalkine TV. My name's Sage. We've got the ASX buzzing stocks for the day for you. Australian shares were 0.4% lower minutes after the market opened, with energy and banks leading the losses, and shares in Beach Energy dropped 1.4% after it raised its offer to acquire the gas developer Warrego Energy to 25 cents a share. Coronado Global Resources was down 3.3%. It warned that its Curragh site will not meet production volumes and mining costs guidance due to extraordinary rain. Domino's Pizza's shares rose 0.6% following the completion of a $150 million institutional share placement at $66.38 per share. Looking at Transurban stock, it was down 0.9%, even as it reaffirmed distribution guidance of 53 cents for 2023. Shares in Atlas Arteria were down 1.3%. The company completed its acquisition of Chicago Skyway. And NextGen Energy surged 2.8% higher after announcing progress in its regulatory approval process for its Rook site. Let's take a look at further announcements. Continuing on with Transurban on the ASX's TCL. So they announced a distribution for the 6 months ending 31st December 2022, a distribution totalling 26.5 cents per staple security will be paid for the 6 months ending 31st December 2022. The distribution will be paid from the Transurban Holding Trust and its controlled entities and will not be franked. Transurban Holdings Limited and Transurban International Limited will not be paying a dividend for the period, and the extent to which distributions paid in financial year 23 are tax deferred will be confirmed in tax statements to be issued with the final distribution in August 2023. A lot of information there from Transurban today. It continues. Transurban also reaffirms its financial year 2023 distribution guidance of 53 cents per stapled security on the basis set out in the financial year 22 results materials, inclusive of the distribution of 26.5 cents per stapled security for the 6 months ending 31st December 2022. So that distribution reinvestment plan will operate again for the distribution for the 6 months ending 31st December 2022. And Transurban also said that no discount will be applied when determining the price at which stapled securities will be issued under the DRP for this distribution. And the DRP pricing period in relation to this distribution will be the period of 10 trading days that will commence on the 6th of January 2023. So this information will be up on Kalkine Media's YouTube channel later today if you'd like to hear that again. Australia's Bigtincan on the ASX's BTH also had an announcement today, and they've said that it has received an unsolicited non-binding buyout bid from private equity advisor SQN Investors, valuing the software firm at 441.9 million Australian dollars. The 80 cents per share offer represents a 17.6% premium to Bigtincan's share price on Thursday, when the stock last traded. And if the SQN deal goes through, Bigtincan will join a handful of Australian software firms that have agreed to be bought out by private equity firms in recent months. However, Bigtincan has urged its shareholders not to take any action for now, as it was in preliminary talks with other interested parties related to a potential buyout deal. SQN Investors, which hold a 13.6% stake, that's 13.6% stake in the AI-powered software provider, intends to fund the acquisition via a combination of equity and a potential debt financing, according to Bigtincan. And the third announcement comes in from Domino's Pizza Enterprises on the ASX's DMP. They've advised that it has successfully completed its $150 million fully underwritten placement of approximately 2.3 million shares to institutional investors. Domino said the placement received strong support from existing shareholders and new investors. And the placement offer price was determined via a book build process. And ultimately, priced at $66.38 per new share, the closing price on Wednesday, 30th November. The funds raised under the placement will be used to fund the option exercise price for the acquisition of all the shares held by Domino's Pizza Group plc in the German joint venture, and any surplus will be applied towards debt retirement. The trading halt is lifted prior to market open today, and settlement of the placement is expected on Tuesday, 6th December 2022. All right, well, thank you so much for your company. I hope your day in trading goes well, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend ahead. But that's all for this edition of the ASX Buzzing Stocks for the day. We'll have another one for you next week. Until then, please keep watching Kalkine TV for more of the latest business news and market updates. Sage signing off.